It is a land. About 25% or a quarter of our country's own naturally fertile black soil suitable for agriculture is found here. It is one of the few countries in the world with its agricultural products and good farmers. This is why it is called the breadbasket of the world, especially in summer. Their fertile villages are filled with golden sea, as they call it, with ripe yellow wheat ready to be harvested. When the wide wheat fields are touched by the wind, it waves like the sea, rising and falling like hair, warming the hearts of the farmers. The appearance of their wheat, when it shines with the blue sky, gives the color of the harvest. And even if no one tells us, we know Ukraine by its soul. Recently, the famous wheat harvest of Ukraine worldwide originates from this natural source. In the fertile part of Ukraine, life begins before the morning sun rises. Parents wake up early, the father starts the tractor, and the mother prepares the children. The sound of the tractor fills the village with the fresh smell of milk, waking the children from their sleep. They go down to the fields with their families, picking saffron flowers and gathering millet. Chernobyl and traditional life. Despite all this hardship, their country is a breadbasket, and they are always happy because they produce as much as they consume. Ukraine is a country that, if it existed in the whole world, would be like butter melting in the hand, with its fertile black soil called Chernobyl. This soil is so fertile and rare in many countries of the world that during World War II, the Nazis transported it by train to Germany. The soil's high productivity for the fertile fathers and the rain that nourishes the children of the countryside is a source of joy where they play. When the agricultural season ends, the farmers' entertainment season begins. Neighbors gather in their villages, playing the well-known Ukrainian Red Dance all over the world. They play their traditional musical instruments and sing traditional songs. In the sky with such effort, there are birds, not drones, and the sound of the powerful tractor is heard, not the sound of a fighter jet. They are happy citizens who are not disturbed by the news of war. The only worry is that their wheat will not be damaged by rain. The impact of the war products that these farmers produce feed for 100 million people worldwide. Beyond themselves and their country, our world depends on 50% of the food exports, 15% of saffron oil, and 10% of millet and wheat from Ukraine, especially for the countries of Central, East, and North Africa. Ukrainian farmers were the main source of food. The war that started in Ukraine in 2022 caused a global increase in food prices and shortages. Because of this, the lives of Ukrainian farmers have become a distant memory, like a legend. Farmers have been displaced from their country. Their homes are old, and their tractors are broken. Those wheat fields, called the Golden Sea, have become a battlefield. The naturally fertile black soil has started to lose its fertility. This is because millions of landmines have been planted. Even if peace comes and farmers return, it will take at least 10 years to completely remove the mines and restore the farmers' lives to their previous state. This requires human effort and financial capacity. This tells us one thing: a country with peace, whose meaning we do not understand until war begins, is a paradise. Ukraine is also known for its heavy agricultural industries. Many of us remember the Soviet era that resembles Russia. Antonov airplane, and the history of Ukrainian industry. This airplane belongs to Ukraine. Indeed, the Antonov company was founded in 1946 within the then Soviet Union in Ukraine, which is now Russia. After 6 years, in 1952, the designer of Antonov airplanes, Oleg Antonov, stated that building an airplane requires a large field and open sky. So the company's main base was moved to Kyiv, Ukraine. When Ukraine declared its independence, ownership was transferred to the Ukrainian government. The company is known for producing the AN-25 airplane, which can cover the length of a football stadium with its wingspan and remains unmatched in size worldwide. The Antonov 225 is equipped with 6 engines on both wings, has 32 tires, measures 884 meters in length, and can carry a load of 225 tons. To this day, no other airplane surpasses it in size. The construction of this unique airplane took place during the Soviet era, and its first flight was on December 21, 1988, 3 years before the Soviet Union dissolved. The main purpose of the airplane's construction was to transport the Soviet Buran space shuttle and rocket energy components on its back to their launch sites. This huge airplane is one of a kind. When the construction of the second airplane began, the Soviet Union collapsed, and due to financial difficulties, the construction was left unfinished. The unfinished second airplane's fuselage is still located at the Antonov factory in Kyiv. The AN-25, which was in service, started providing commercial cargo services after the space program was halted. Sadly, the one-of-a-kind giant airplane of our world is no longer operational today. In 2022, during a Russian airstrike on the Hostomel airport near Kyiv, the Ukrainian Dream or Vision airplane, as it is called, was completely destroyed, although the Ukrainian government has announced plans to rebuild the airplane. The cost exceeding $3 billion and the long time required make its success uncertain. Ukrainian industry and population situation during the Soviet era. Ukraine was the main center for producing the country's space shuttles. Even after separating from the Soviet Union, Ukraine collaborated with NASA to manufacture space shuttles, ballistic missiles, and rocket engines for the global market. The Mykolaiv shipyard on the Black Sea coast was the only place in the Soviet Union where cargo ships were built. And today, it is the site of the Russian Naval Forces Admiral Kuznetsov shipyard. Above all, Ukraine's heavy industries are exemplified by its iron and steel production factories. Especially, the Azovstal Steel City produced high-quality steel for European car manufacturers and railway tracks in large quantities. Today, just like the fields, the lives of its citizens and Ukrainian industries have changed drastically. Many factories have closed, production has stopped, and tanks have become scrap metal. The smoke from the steel factories has turned into gunpowder fumes. There is no longer a factory as large as Azovstal. Energy infrastructure, including electricity generation, fuel storage, and transmission lines, has been largely destroyed. The main port cities have suffered greatly from attacks, and the closure of the Black Sea trade route has severely damaged the economy. In June 2023, the destruction of the Kakhovka Dam caused not only economic damage, but also flooded vast agricultural lands, caused water shortages, and harmed the local ecosystem, resulting in significant suffering. Overall, the damage caused by the war in Ukraine is a heavy burden that will affect future generations. Even if the war stops at its current stage, restoring the country to its former state will require hundreds of billions of dollars and a decade-long struggle. Ukraine has suffered financial losses that cannot be compensated. Hundreds of thousands of its citizens have died, and 6.5 million have fled their country. This has caused a dramatic decrease in the population. Indeed, since its independence, Ukraine's population has been declining. Ukraine, which was part of the then Soviet Union and now separated from Russia, had 52 million citizens at that time. Today's 30-year-old border had Ukraine's population at 52 million, comparable to Ethiopia's population. Although we do not have the exact current population of Ethiopia, international organizations estimate it to be around 132 million. Ukraine's population, however, is surprisingly low. 30 years ago, Ukraine had a population equal to Ethiopia's, but today its citizen count has halved from 52 million to only 25 million. What could be the cause? We will respond. Factories are closing, basic development is reversing, and the economy is recovering with good policies. The ugly face of war is the destruction of souls, forcing people into displacement, poverty, and extreme suffering. At one time, Ukraine had a population equal to Ethiopia's, but today its citizen count does not even reach 20% of Ethiopia's. This is not only due to the war, although the war is the final blow, the population decline began when Ukraine was still free. That is, the economic decline in the morning, combined with the strength and knowledge of its citizens, led them to seek a better life by migrating to various European countries, especially Germany, Italy, and Poland. Those who remained in the country feared for their lives and stopped having children. As a result, the number of citizens dying among newborns increased. Ukraine began to become a country of refugees. Due to displacement, reduced birth rates, and deaths, the population decreased by 11 million in just 30 years, reaching 41 million in 2022. The shocking population decline happened after this. In 2022, the Ukraine-Russia war began. If this continues, after 2 years, in 2024, the Ukrainian government announced that the population would drop by 17 million to only 25 million. This is a shocking disaster that could threaten the survival of any country. We will briefly explain what happened. We have already told you that Ukrainians used to migrate on foot to European countries. Suddenly, when the war broke out, refugee camps were established across all Ukrainian borders. In just 2 years, 6.5 million Ukrainians left their country and migrated to various countries worldwide. This accounts for a large share of the population decline. Another reason is that 20% of Ukraine's total land, eastern Ukraine, is under Russian control. Along with the land, the citizens went as well. These citizens are of Russian descent and are estimated to number 6 million. Although there is no official data, it is estimated that 340,000 Ukrainians have lost their lives due to the war. A person is the breath of a nation. Ukraine needs people to maintain its territorial integrity. However, achieving this easily is complicated. Refugees who have established new lives abroad returning to their occupied country, and Ukrainians who are part of Russia, is a historical question that continues, despite the war causing Ukraine to regress in many sectors. In digital administration, it has become one of the leading countries in the world. The war made citizens move around so much that they could not access government services. To solve this problem, Ukraine created a new system called Government on Mobile. With this, citizens can access government services online within minutes by downloading just one app. Since government offices exchange information with each other, citizens do not need to repeatedly request the same information. Holding ID cards, driver's licenses, passports, and birth certificates in hand has become history here. Ukraine is the first country in the world to legalize digital identification. This digital revolution has especially been a great relief for students. During the war, when schools were closed, students attended classes from home using phones and computers. The war in Ukraine has given an opportunity to see new technological innovations and to keep pace with the times. In particular, the country has been able to use more advanced technology than its human and natural resources would suggest, and its technology experts have been given the chance to continue their education by working night shifts. Overall, the system has been given the opportunity to account for the country's expenses and time during the war, to eliminate bureaucracy, reduce corruption, bring transparent procedures, and to start building a modern government that meets contemporary requirements ahead of anyone else. Even though Ukraine is tested severely by the war, trouble breeds wisdom, and it has gained new strong aspects that it did not have before, especially what was once considered a legend for years ago. Today, Ukraine has developed a great capacity in drone and anti-drone technology after the war, which it has shared with other countries. Ukraine's drones are not large in size, as the old world might know. They do not require years to produce, nor do they incur high costs, although their design was not initially intended for war. The world uses small drones costing less than $1,000 for video recording, and Ukraine has sent such equipment to the battlefield. This new method, costing only $1,000, has enabled Ukraine to start a new path that changes the nature of modern warfare by effectively destroying tanks and armored vehicles worth millions of dollars without error and with high efficiency. Ukraine has also instructed its young experts to excel in this new approach. Impressive innovations have begun to appear. New drones have been created that can fly low to avoid radar detection, operate on water, and travel many kilometers to attack ships and convoys. One such drone, called Sea Baby, is used in this capacity. Another drone that Ukraine has introduced to the world is the Lyuyi drone, which can fly just 1 meter above the ground for many kilometers and is used to attack fuel depots, military bases, and industrial centers. Ukraine has also developed new technology drones that can control themselves independently from satellite signals. This was necessary because Russia jams GPS signals sent from satellites to prevent Ukraine's drones from targeting effectively. Ukraine solved this problem by switching from GPS to VPS virtual positioning system. These drones use artificial intelligence to read maps and distinguish targets on their own. While this does not fully answer the question of how Ukraine has been able to withstand Russia's military power until now, it provides a partial explanation. This capability has surprised many Middle Eastern countries facing similar problems, who have started calling Ukraine the threshold. Ukraine's drones are not only cheap, but also effective, a fact confirmed not only by technology experts, but also by battlefield experience. This has encouraged America, among others, to increase its support for Ukraine. Indeed, this seems like a historic turning point. As we all remember, until Trump left the White House, America cut the budget for Ukraine's support and stopped military cooperation, saying, "Without me, you are nothing. No one will help you against Russia. From now on, I will not support you." Despite this, Ukraine's technological advances over the past year have been remarkable. There is also a saying that makes one think, over the past 4 years, Ukraine, which said Russia has committed a genocide and there is no justice, has inspired Iran, which says a similar genocide has been committed and justice has been denied, to start drone warfare. This concludes our visit today. We thank you for staying with us.